Good morning.
Hi, good morning, Leonard. Good to see you again. How you been doing?
I'm doing fine. Enjoying life. A lot of things going on in the world, so that's kind of making people cautious, jumpy, whatever. But things are going well.
Good, good. So how's your family? Everybody's healthy in your home?
Yeah, everybody's doing well. I've had a couple of positive tests, but
Oh, wow.
that's you know not young and healthy, so kind of passed and back to normal, but being safe.
Oh, well, that's good to hear. It's good to hear. Yeah, it's a tough time right now with COVID. In the world, and everybody is stressing. In their homes and at work and with family life. You know,
Yeah, if I can get my son to see that and follow that. I mean, it's probably okay, but of course, you want to be cautious. You don't want nothing to happen because then you blame yourself.
Right, right, yeah, I see you. Right, yeah, but you can't do that. We all have to do our part right now with, COVID. So, how's your
Mm.
son?
He's fine. He's grown and doing what grown folks do, but
And how old
he's
is he?
25.
Oh, okay, all right. And he's at home with you?
He is at home. He's
Oh, okay.
working his way up back to where he's supposed to be. A couple of setbacks, but that's also, you know, maybe COVID has something to do with that. And it's just, it is what it is.
And parenting, the kids are, you think they, well, they leave and they come back home. Doesn't matter how old they get, they're still, your kids, and you love them no matter what.
Mm.
So, yeah, okay. So what'd you come in today to see me for? I know it's
I
been a
came
while.
in today because I'm a happy person at work, and nothing bothers me. I'm good most of the way around.
Mhm.
But I have a new supervisor, and we keep getting new supervisors, and every one of them's different.
Mhm.
And this one is real different. She's just, she wants to, I don't want to say in your business, but she doesn't let you do your job when you're doing it well without, I don't know, having something negative to say or some type of feedback, or just she pushes hard all the time and doesn't have to. I don't understand it. I don't know why, and that's, like I said, I'm easy. I show up and do my job. I help people, make sure we're following the rules. But even when you do that to the best of your ability, she finds a way to I don't know, squash your grape and still push you back a few, make you feel like, man, you're not doing what you're supposed to do the right way,
Oh,
and
wow.
that bothers me a lot.
Huh. Hmm. Um. So, how long have you been at this job with this particular supervisor?
Well, like I said, we've had a lot of different supervisors come and go. It's with
Oh.
the army, so
Mhm.
get one, they may last a year. Get another one. I've had four.
Mhm.
I don't want to say she's the worst, but she's very strict, which is not bad. But she's also very controlling and micro, looking over your shoulder, looking at everything, wants a feedback on this and that, and likes to give little hints. Try this, try this, try that. But they really don't understand what I do or what we do. However, the Army does things a certain kind of way, so the person in charge is the person in charge, and you do what you're supposed to do, and you try to keep it cordial and treat that person with respect, and hopefully they treat you at that same level of respect too. I don't know that that's necessarily happening in this case.
Okay. Have you seen the supervisor do this with, your fellow coworkers quite often? Are your fellow coworkers, you know, complaining as much as you are? Do you guys get together and you all kind of share the same, uh, you know, attitude or beliefs about this particular, supervisor? You don't think you're being, pinpointed or picked on specifically. She's kind of, equally this way with all the your coworkers, not just yourself.
I think it's across the board, pretty
Oh.
much. She's,
Hmm.
like I said, let me give you an example. We have lunch for 30 minutes, but we're in patient care, so everybody don't get to start their lunch at the same time. So there's time flexibility, or supposed to be flexibility.
Mhm.
She'll walk around and take a peek, and if she sees you past that point where your 30 minutes should be up, maybe I didn't get back there at this time. So why are you harassing me? Or maybe it's just 3 minutes past the time, and she's looking at her watch like, get back to work. I just got here. Talk to me. Ask me a question. Don't just come assuming I'm doing something I'm not supposed to do. That's not how you treat people.
Wow.
Unless I have a history of those things, and I don't, and neither do a lot of other people.
I see. So I see that could be, yeah, really frustrating. You just trying to enjoy your time, to relax. The 30 minutes that you have, is that what you said? 30 minutes.
We get 30 minutes
Uh huh.
built into the schedule, but again, we're in patient care. That 30 minutes is supposed to come around 11:30, 11:30 to 12 o'clock. Patient care kind of dictates that. If patient care goes to 11:40, I might not get back to lunch till 11:40. So when you come to look at 12, wonder why I'm still there, you can ask me, did you? Or actually, in my opinion, you should know. I ran late. You should know I ran late. I mean, that's something you got to be aware of.
I see. So where you work, do you guys have to, social distance, and do you get to stay in one particular area to have your lunch? Do you get to have a conversation with your coworkers during these 30 minutes? Do you get to, spend time just to socialize a little bit, but at a distance, obviously, because it's COVID? Do you have to go to your cars? Is your frustration, possibly, this is my 30 minutes to kind of, you know, bond with my coworkers, and I shouldn't be, watched by the clock, you know, for the whole 30 minutes, or right at the 30-minute mark. You just want some, a little bit of freedom until you have to be back at work, because you have all these other pressures at work. Is that part of the problem too?
Uh, I mean, social distance as much as you can. Patient care is we wear a lot of PPE. That's personal protective equipment. If I don't know if you have a medical background or you know that, but we wear equipment. So, and then when we do have lunch, we don't want everybody in the same place at the same time, because then that hurts social distancing. Plus, people are eating, so there's a lot of there's a big opportunity for something to happen. My main complaint, and probably why I'm here today, is
Yes.
to just, I need some help for dealing with this, because I mean, I'm the mellow one. There's people who aren't as mellow as me, and they'll chop their head off, and maybe say something they're not supposed to say, maybe do something they're not supposed to do, and I might quit. I don't want to see that. We got a good team, and I don't want that to happen. So I, need advice on some techniques, or, different things to handle this. Because, I mean, I know there's a right way, there's a wrong way, and there's a lot of in-between ways that work for some people and may not work for some people.
Okay, so it sounds like you're just really frustrated with the environment due to a kind of maybe an overbearing supervisor, and with everything else that's going on, with COVID. You just want to, you seem to be a very good worker. You take pride in what you do. You just feel like you should not be constantly, I guess, micromanaged. It sounds like, and you just want an outlet to maybe voice your frustrations, or someone to talk about your frustrations without getting yourself in trouble at work. Does that sound
That's
about right?
That's about right. Like I said, some techniques. Something I'm not a expert at dealing with things So I like to deal with things strategically, low key. Talk to people, and some people yell. Some people don't want to talk at all, and some people brush it off and hope it goes away. So, uh, what can I do to feel better and not get frustrated like some of my coworkers? I'm the easy one. If the others come see you, they'll I don't know. You'll have different advice for them probably.
Yeah, you may be right. Everybody, handles things differently, deal with pressure differently, stressors in their work environment. Um, have you considered, there's some things I think you may want to do is, maybe after work there's some relaxation, applications that you can actually utilize. There's so many out there now to help you kind of relax and go home and not think about, work. But also because you have to go back to your job, you may want to consider, seeing if there's a program within your work center that is there for employees that are under pressure. Counseling services, within your, besides just, me as your therapist, but counseling services within your work center, where they can actually help you de-stress, learn how to channel that energy in a positive way and not get upset with your supervisor. And really, if it's that much of an issue where, you see it happening to everyone, you may even want to consider going to human resources, because obviously from what you're telling me, it's not just you that this is happening to. It's happening to your coworkers as well. And again, no one wants to be in a hostile work environment, a toxic work environment. Again, with COVID, we have all these other stresses in our lives right now, and we want to make sure we take care of ourselves so we can go home and then take care of our families, and then just take care of each other in the work center too. So those are just a few things maybe you want to try, that you can try to, for your own well-being. Again, some applications, some calming apps, and there's so many out there. Next session when you come back, maybe I can actually have a few for, that I can look up and say, hey, try this. It sounds like a really good one, maybe a good one that you can utilize. And then again, just, check with your work center and see, what resources are available to you as the employee there that can help you de-stress, or, make you feel better about where you are in the work center and amongst your coworkers. And then also, just another suggestion, you may want to, have you tried talking to your supervisor? Have any of the employees considered, just having a conversation with him or her? Because maybe they don't realize their behavior, in the work center. So, I know you said your supervisor is very macromanaging. Do you feel like you can go to him or her to talk about some of your concerns or issues? Have you ever tried?
So me, I can go to them and I can speak to them, and they claim to have an open door policy and claim to have a listening ear, which they do, but she can be quite bipolar, if I could use that term.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Sometimes, one day she's up, next day, not even day, 1 minute she's up, and 1 minute she's down. So that, sure, we could be laughing and joking, and then 2 minutes later, it's like, why are you guys being so loud? It's like, what happened?
Wow. So when I hear you say that, you think maybe there's a behavioral or a mental or chemical imbalance maybe with this individual. That sounds pretty serious. So maybe it's a good idea to bring that to the attention of, human resources. Just because you may think this person is just not, acting, as if somebody normal, as a normal supervisor would, or whatever you want to call normal. Their behavior just seems out of, is not, what's the word I'm thinking? Is not normal. I don't know how to say it. So,
right.
because, sometimes if behavior is is off, or you can't obviously go to them and say, "Oh, are you bipolar?" Or whatnot. But that wouldn't be appropriate. But again, you may want to try and talk to the person. Maybe they're not aware of their behavior, and then if it continues, then maybe you can go and talk to human resources and just bring that to their attention that maybe something just seems wrong. We're having these issues. We don't really think it's us. Maybe you all can talk to her, and then maybe they'll try and see what's going on with the supervisor. So that just is a suggestion.
Glad
So.
you said that. Normal. That did hit me like, we are in a not normal time.
Right.
It's affecting us all. Maybe I'm being too harsh, and perhaps a polite way I could bring it up, like, hey, take a day off, or I can't tell her to take a day off, but COVID is affecting us all, so that's maybe I need some more understanding of maybe I don't know their life is like a daily routine, so that
Right.
something that I didn't think of normal, but
Mhm.
I think of my normal.
Right. And like you said, COVID and other things that are going on in our lives. We have loved ones that are not doing well, and sometimes we bring those types of things to work. I bring them to our work centers and take it out on our coworkers. So there was one other thing that I wanted to suggest, but I lost my train of thought. But that's okay. We can pick that up next session. So let's just summarize a little bit. About what we talked about today. You have some frustrations. Within your work center regarding your supervisor. You believe you're really a good worker and don't deserve to be treated a certain way by the supervisor. You can't really pinpoint why he or she is acting that way towards you. But you would really like to learn some techniques to keep your job. It sounds like not lose your temper because you like what you do, you enjoy what you do. But you also would like for those at your job, higher ups perhaps, to step in and maybe see if they can find some sort of solution to the supervisor coworker relationship that's not so great right now and stuff. So and then also, just like I said, some calming techniques, some calming applications that will help you after you leave the work center. You don't want to take a lot of that home to your wife and your kids, because you come home, they don't know why daddy or husband is acting a certain way, and so overall that will help you kind of get back into family life without stressing the family and taking some of the stress off of you. And then again, we talked about you actually going to human resources, seeing if there's any support systems for you. Oh, there was one other thing that had to do with human resources. The counseling. Yeah, so within your work center, they may have separate counseling services, where you can go and just, vent a little bit, or they may have their own suggestions on helping coworkers deal with the daily stressors of in the work center, and dealing with supervisors that are micromanaging or kind of overbearing and whatnot. So we'll try that. That's just a suggestion that I have for you to work on that, in your work center, again. And then when you come back, we'll talk about that and see how everything went. See if you, have discussed with the supervisor maybe what's going on in his or her life, or seeing if you can kind of patch that rough area with him or her. If you feel comfortable. Obviously, if you don't feel comfortable, then I would go to human resources and see, they can kind of step in and see what's going on. Because you do want to have a professional relationship. You never have to really, love your bosses, be their best friends, but you don't want to work in a hostile environment or toxic environment, because it's not healthy for anyone. So So we'll just we'll end that here, you know,
Okay.
and on this note.
All right.
Did you have any other questions or concerns
Um,
right now, or
not really. It's
um,
just to talk to somebody
why?
who's trained in the area is a good thing, and give you some ideas. I'd like to run some. That's a chance to burn off some
Oh,
frustration.
I think you did mention that before that you do like to exercise. I'm sorry, I didn't even think about that. Yeah, so definitely exercise. You know, helps relieve some of the stress in our lives. You know, if you like that.
Yeah, you can tell COVID is kind of slowed the exercise. So.
Right. Yeah, COVID is all of us again a little weight in the belly with COVID. You know, not being able to have those relationships and get out more and. But COVID's winding down, so that's a good thing. Well, I won't say it's winding down. Now with the vaccination, hopefully it's giving some individuals some sort of, hope for the future, and it's not so, saddening or depressing, I should say.
Right.
But now that everybody, hopefully will continue to wear their mask, and social distance, get the vaccinations, so there's hope on the horizon. So, all right, well, Leonard, it was very good seeing you again. So we'll just follow up at your next session, see if how things went at your job. Once you talk to your human resources department, talk to any counseling services that maybe offered your job, and if they're not, you come to me, let me know, and we'll find another support system for you outside of your work center if they don't offer that. I don't want to assume that they do, but a lot of places nowadays have some sort of counseling services, support services for their workers.
Okay.
Well-being. So
Okay. All right.
All right. Well, Leonard, good to see you.
All right.
I
Thank
wish
you very
well.
much.
All right. Yes, sir.
Appreciate it.
All right, sir. You take care.
22 minutes.